Hi and welcome back. As you can see, I'm back out in my backyard again today. Thought I'd take it outside again today just for a bit of fun. Maybe in the comment section, if you start commenting whereabouts in my house I can make videos from, I'll see what I can do. As long as it's possible, I'll see what I can do. Mix it up a bit, why not, right? Today we're talking about compass directions, and we're going to talk about how does a compass work and how do you read a compass and just what do we use it for. So let's get started. Today we're going to look at basically the purpose of a compass, the 8 points of a compass, and how we use compasses to give us directions, to get places and stuff like that. You'll realize that you guys use compasses a lot more than you think. Even if it's just that your phone's using them, you still use compasses a lot. So what is this? This is a compass. You probably have seen this before. Usually you'll see it used by explorers or people who are out camping trying to find their way around. It's very rare that you see someone walking around a Denza Park shops holding a compass going, I'm trying to find my way to the next shop. It's not really how we use it for now. So these are the 4 questions. So what's it used for? It's used for finding directions, mainly about like actual points, north, south, east, and west. Where might you use it? Quite often, as I said, you would see people using it when they're outdoors somewhere trying to find directions where there's no clear landmarks. Okay. When might you use it? Pretty much the same. And who would use it? I guess anyone could use it, but quite often in the past it's been used by explorers, and quite often now it's used by adventurers, campers, pretty much anyone who's going outdoors. And we've gone through that. So a compass has north, south, east, west, and 16 compass points. This is called a compass rose, but how does it work? So it has these dials to show the direction, the red dial, which we'll get to, a magnetic needle which moves around, and wherever you stand on Earth, that needle is going to point north. I'm going to explain why that works. Okay? Inside the Earth, there's a giant magnet, and on any magnet, there's 2 sides of a magnet. There's the north side and the south side. Okay, the north side and the south side. And we have the north pole up the top and the south pole down the bottom. Now you've heard these terms before about north and south pole. I'm sure you've heard that before. But weirdly enough, as you can see on the screen, it's not actually straight up and down. The north pole, magnetic north pole, is actually slightly tilted. Okay, the Earth is on a tilt. It doesn't spin up and around straight. It spins on an axis that's a little bit tilted, which is exactly why we have winter and summer, because when it's tilted, there's some parts of the world that are closer to the sun, in which it's summer, some further away, that's winter. So because of the fact that it's tilted and there's a magnet inside it, it's constantly getting pulled together. Now, as you can see on the other part of the page, it says that north and north parts of a magnet, if you have 2 north parts of the magnet and you try to put them together, it will repel each other, which basically means, I don't know if you've tried before, but when you try to push 2 magnets together and they don't want to go together, they just push away. And it pushes you away, like you can feel it. It's because 2 sides of the magnet will never want to join each other. They only want to join with the other side, okay? So the north and the south side want to join together. So that's why even on the picture, you're like, why is the south pole at the top? It's because the south side of the magnet is facing up, because our north part wants to point towards north. That's a bit confusing. If you didn't understand that part, just go with me. There's a magnet on the Earth, and it basically means that your compass always points to north, okay? That's really all you have to know. Your compass always points north, okay? So the main parts of the compass that we're looking at are north, south, east, west. They say north, east, south, west. That's not how I say it. We say north, south, east, west. Now, what I mean by that is we're going to go around that way. Say north, east, south, west. That's the direction we're going to go. And they say, can you think of any rhymes to help you? Now, I've gone through this presentation and other presentations, and they always use ones that I've never used before. The one that we got taught when I was young, and the one that I hear the most, is this one. Never eat soggy Weet-Bix. If you go around in the circle, so start from, just remember you go clockwise like a clock, okay? Never eat soggy Weet-Bix. Never eat soggy Weet-Bix. Which is weird, because I kind of do like soggy Weet-Bix, but let's just keep that between you and me. But if we go around in that clockwise direction, never eat soggy Weet-Bix, you should remember exactly where things are. If for some reason you're still confused, pretend like you're standing on Australia, right? You're standing in the middle of Australia and you think Northern Territory is up, so north is up. South Australia is down, so South Australia must be down. And I know that Western Australia is on one side of Australia, so that way must be west. So that means the other way is south. if that's the way to do it, whichever way helps you. Now that doesn't really help when you're outside because you're like, I don't know which way north and south is. Now, lots of people have different bearings. Some people just know where they are all the time. Quite often reading the sun and the fact that it sets in the west is a really good way for people to get help as to which way things are. But just remember, never eat soggy Weet-Bix. Now, I told you there were 4 parts of that, but today we're going to look at, there's more than that. There's actual parts in between, because north and east, if it's halfway between, we call it northeast. And you'll hear southeast, southwest, northwest, which you're hearing quite a lot in the news at the moment because they keep talking about southwest Sydney. Because South Sydney is down near like that Cronulla Way and down near Cogra and St George, and West Sydney is out near Penrith. So what is Adenza Park? Adenza Park's halfway in between, southwest Sydney. Now it's really important that when you're naming these, you always start with the north or south first. You never call it east-west. We call it west-east. Yes. Okay. Sorry, west-easterly actually makes sense. Sorry, but west-south doesn't make sense. So you start with the thing first. South-west, west-east, not east-west. Okay. Always start with that part first. All right. North or the south part comes first, and then you look which one's it between. So if it's between south and east, southeast. If it's between north and east, it's northeast, because we always, the top and the bottom come first when we're saying them. Okay? Now, if you divided that again, and it's halfway in between the north and the northeast, we say the north part twice, so we call it north-northeast. Or east-northeast. I know it's confusing. But what I'll do for you is I'll put the compass on the page for you so you can actually just check it out the whole time that you're there. Really, the 16 parts is not important, but I would like you to remember the parts where you're able to say not just north or east, northeast. I would like you to be able to do that part, okay? Don't worry about that page. All right. We're going to go past this part because I'm, Okay. This is going to be your activity for today. You're going to be given somewhere and you're going to say, what's the direction of the lion enclosure from this place? Okay. So it says, if you were standing by the aquarium, which direction would you walk to? If you wanted to go to the lion enclosure. Okay, this is really, really important. Where you're standing at the start is really important, because when we've done this activity before, people get it wrong, but they start at the lion enclosure and try and find their way to the aquarium. Very, very important that you start yourself at the aquarium. So the aquarium is up here with that fish, right? And the lion enclosure is straight across from it. So if I'm standing at the lion enclosure and I've got, see in the little compass up in the top, you can see that the lion enclosure, if I'm standing at the aquarium, is directly west, okay? Make sure you always start at the aquarium. If I'm at the aquarium and I want to go to the orangutan oval is straight down, so I'm looking at my compass map, it is south. Okay, if I'm going to the restaurant, you can see the restaurant is just to the side. Now this is where it gets tricky. Now some of you might say east because it is east, and some of you might decide to say it's southeast because it's kind of on a diagonal. Both of those would be right. I mean, the more correct answer would be southeast, but if you're sorry about the dog, if you're going to give me east or southeast, they're both kind of okay. You're at least understanding the concept, but southeast would probably be more likely for that one. Okay, so now I want you to go away, find your activity, find where you start from, but make sure you start in the right spot, because some people start in the other spot and then work their way backwards. Where are you supposed to be standing? Draw a dot there where you're supposed to be standing, and then think, if I was here and I had my compass, which way would I have to walk? Okay, it's really important. Don't just give me northeast, southwest. I would like to see, if it's northeast, I would like to see northeast. If you want to get really specific and write north, northwest, that's fine, but it is not necessary. Okay, good luck with it. See how you go. And tomorrow we'll go through a bit more and see if we can do a bit more on this. All right, thank you.